Faithfully married to rap. We've been together for 10 years. Tyson bit Holyfields' ears. I don't know if you know that Ghostface lyric from Holocaust. The song is amazing. But Tyson biting Holyfield's ears. That's
It's
just
been it's been 25 years, man.
yeah. And we still know. And we will forever know that Tyson likes the taste of human flesh. I mean, why would he do that? You're a boxing fanatic. Was he just in close proximity? Was he in a situation where the only way he could get out of the corner was to bite his ear? Why did he, in your mind, if you had to decipher why Tyson did that, why did he bite his ear?
I don't have to decipher it, say it in my mind. Mike Tyson's talked about this so many times to so many people about what happened there, and he doesn't have a reason himself.
Just
He
bit
just
it.
said he was getting, his explanation was that Holyfield was headbutting him a lot throughout the fight, and it
Mm.
was starting to annoy him. He brought it up to the ref. He brought it up to the ref. The ref wasn't doing anything about it, and he got so annoyed with it that that was his reaction to getting consistently headbutt by Holyfield. So I don't have to assume anything. That's what Mike Tyson said.
Well, the funny thing is my assessment at the top of this, I would have to say is accurate. Tyson likes the taste of human flesh because if somebody's headbutting me, my response to a headbutt would be to headbutt them back, not to bite their flesh. But worked out for him because what he's got edibles now in
Well,
the
I guess to
shape of
celebrate,
ears
I guess to celebrate the
to
25th
celebrate,
anniversary,
to celebrate.
to celebrate the 25th anniversary of an amazing event, this was not soon after, or it might have been a little bit before. Actually, he went on TV and told people that he would eat babies. He's gonna eat your babies for breakfast and all these other things. Um, he has created his cannabis company. Correction, has created edible ears that they're going to be selling in the form of these Holyfield ears with a little bite out of it. Uh, my only question is, does Holyfield make money off of this, or is it just a Mike Tyson cannabis thing? This is funny. This is hilarious.
Holyfield makes no money off of this because his name is not mentioned anywhere in the actual product. We all know that these are actual little replicas, as accurate as you can make it. You're making it out of an edible of Holyfield's ear. We all know that that's what it's essentially supposed to be. But Holyfield isn't making any money out of this. But I go back to the top, and I have to say that when you mentioned Tyson, I'm gonna eat your children, eat your babies.
Right.
Of course, it's boxing. You want to be intimidating. You know, you're on record of biting somebody in the first place. I'm sorry, I can't escape this. And I know it's super old, but I'm going to go back there before you go to the gummies. But I know you want to intimidate people before you get in the ring. But of all things to say, I'm going to eat your babies, I'm going to eat your children. It's a little bit much. Now, now that I've got it out of my system.
And then he ended that. He ended that whole, because obviously there was more to the speech. I mean, if you don't know the rant, if you don't know the rant, then whatever. I'm not going to go through the whole rant because it's the whole thing's obscene. But let's not forget that after all that obscenity, he ended by saying, "Praise to Allah." let's not leave that part out. Okay, that's very important.
Okay, fine. Very important. But when we talk about branding and we talk about the Tyson brand, you said 25 years later, Tyson biting Holyfield's ear is just synonymous with Tyson. Like you don't say Tyson without thinking of the bite. So when you talk about branding, you said that is it a cannabis company or his cannabis company?
It's his name on the cannabis company. So
Fair, fair, fair. This makes sense. I don't know what else to say. I mean, gummies have been a thing for forever. So if he's an ambassador for this company, why would it? Dude, they could have did the championship belt. They could have did boxing gloves. They could have did anything. They chose the ear
right.
because everybody knows Tyson. They could have made little babies. That would have been
it's
but
just
they
it's just a
chose
good
it.
thing. It's just a good thing that the demographic for people who are eating edibles is the same age as the demographic for people who are familiar with this event. Because if you didn't know what this event, like, if you don't know Mike Tyson and you don't know boxing, you don't know what happened with this whole thing, you're seeing him make ears and you're just like, what?
Why is he
Like,
doing this? Yeah.
why is he doing, like, there's people out there right now just like, what? Why is he doing making ears? Like, I don't understand, right? And then you go back and you figure out what it's about and you say to yourself, wow, this guy, whoever he has around him, sometimes it's just better not to have great people around you, but just people that are smarter than you around you. That's it. Just have people that
Yeah.
are smarter than you,
It's
who can
true.
come up with ideas like this. Because he actually, Mike Tyson has his own podcast called Hot Boxing with Mike Tyson, I think it's called.
Yeah, it is.
And he had Evander Holyfield on the episode, and I saw this episode, and he actually brought up the idea of creating something like a edible with the ear. Like, he brought it up to Holyfield. Holyfield said he was 100%. Go ahead. That sounds like a great idea to me. But if this was Mike Tyson's idea, wow, even more so, wow, because Mike Tyson has definitely evolved into a different person from the guy we saw who was potentially bankrupt, losing all his money, didn't have any funds, to the Mike Tyson of today, who still has all that glamour and all that fame, but it appears he's doing really well for himself as far as his mental stability, as far as the way he appears. He's able to box again. He boxed a few years ago, right?
Right,
At the
right,
age
right.
of 50 something. So listen, all in all, besides the fact that he's doing the edibles, Mike Tyson in general, I'm just happy that he's not one of our fallen heroes like everybody else has succumbed
That's
to. You know what
true.
I'm saying?
There's a lot of 80s and 90s icons that it's even hard to call them an icon with where
Right.
they are today. So he was one of those ones who could have let us down, and he didn't. And
He had
again,
everything put in place to be led down a slippery slope. Everything was set in place for him to fail.
oh, 100%. And again, people, branding. It sounds silly to some people. It might even sound insulting, but branding, man, know your brand. And I don't want to say exploit it, but play into your strengths. So what was insane back then, since people still know about it today, why would you not take advantage of it?
Right.
You know, what is it? Up next, that Instagram page. I'm sure they're more than just an IG page.
Right.
They, promote hip hop artists, etc.
Promoter and yeah.
They got headphones.
I saw that. Yeah, I did. I saw that.
They got
Yeah.
headphones. You know what I mean? And makes sense. They're into music. Take it, play into your strengths. I'm curious as to once we eventually get both our, legs on the ground, what we're gonna eventually tap into. Very curious. I mean, I guess our audience is gonna tell us that. Because once like we get the audience that we need to put a product out, break the analytics down, for all we know, it's going to be 40-year-old women that just love our podcast. So we're gonna have to play. We're gonna have to play into that. So I'm very curious to see what product we release. Who knows? But are you gonna try the gummies?
I don't even know where they're available, but I mean, if I have an opportunity to, I mean, why not? Why not?
I don't do
Not
gummies.
just they're at the end of the day, they're edibles. I don't care what shape they're in. Like, am I getting high? Like, I'm not that picky guy, I'm not that guy. Anybody who used to buy weed before it became all this legal stuff and everything and da 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 da. And you used to go to your dealer, you would have two types of dealers. There's the first dealer who would just sell you your stuff and you're good to go. Then there's the other dealer who wants to get into the flavors, the smells, the tastes. He goes, what kind of flavor are you looking for? What kind of smell are you looking for? Hey, listen, I got this pineapple. It's got these grains of yellow that add all these scientific things. These are now the people who operate the grow-ops of the world. But the point that I'm trying to make is majority of the people who are buying it, they don't care about all that. Will it get me high? Yes. Wonderful. Let's indulge. That's pretty much as simple as it gets. So I don't care what you.
Well, I could tell you when I go to a dispensary, I appreciate the lengths that what are they called? The bud tenders go to try to make sure I buy the right product.
Right.
They ask you the one, and I understand the point is over explanation for sure. But the one question that I appreciate is, what kind of high do you want?
Right. That one makes sense.
I'm a low
chill. You just want to know what kind of
weed.
strain you want. That's
Exactly.
it.
And actually that goes to the point. These edible ears, these gummies, do they come in different strains? Is it just one like wow knockout punch, Mike Tyson,
No, when they do
or is it
edibles, no, when they do edibles, it's just about it's never a strain. It's just the THC.
okay?
So that because the THC is what gets you high, right? So they just extract the THC, and the THC is what's concentrated into edibles and oils and all that other stuff. So no strains.
All right. Well, viewing public, what are your thoughts on this? If you are new to the Tyson bit, Holyfields is, we love this sport. If you're new to that information, YouTube it. It is amazing, amazing footage. Also, are you gonna try the edibles? My man says he doesn't know where to cop them. Drop a link. And last but certainly not least, this is important for us. If you're on our channel, I want to know this. What product do you think we could put out? What product would you like to see us endorse?
Oh, that's actually a good question. Okay, I
Leave it
thought
in
it
the
was going to be.
comments.
Usually, the last question is a dumb one.
Leave it in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I'm not even gonna push back because normally it is. I just make it up on the spot. All right,
Right.
deuces. Okay.